Welcome to Company Showcase, an advertising feature on HowStreet.com.
I'm Jim Goddard. I'm speaking with Larry Reaugh, CEO and President of American Manganese. Welcome back to the show, Larry.
Thanks, Jim.
Larry, can you tell us what's new at American Manganese this week?
Well, we had a press release out on September the 21st, and it was released by the Cleantech Group on the 23rd, in which Zarko gave a talk on our process. So that went over well, and then all of a sudden you think he put out he made a bad report on the company, the way the market went down. But that's not the case. Every time we have good news, there's always a lot of predator selling that that pretty much sterilizes the rebound in the stock, and it's something that we have to fight through until the IROC and the exchange begin to realize that these guys are destroying the market for juniors, and as well as the Toronto Stock Exchange. But enough said about that. We were looking at the private placement, which we have received quite a bit of money on, and and now it looks like these guys are trying to scare everybody out, but I wouldn't get frightened by this. We've been through this several times, dozens of times, I should say. In the meantime, the battery days turned out to be the exact opposite of what everybody was expecting, and they were expecting a 1,000,000-mile battery. Wasn't even talked about, and but there was some great innovation that Tesla introduced, and it did remind me of, and our investors should realize this: if you're working on a real project and it's getting results, there's a lot of R&D involved, and the more R&D you do, sometimes it tips the scales to having to do more. And it's not something that happens overnight, and it's not something that occurs without a tremendous cost. We've spent millions on this. So, on the bright side, Zarko was down observing the plant running last night, I guess, and he was very happy with what he saw. I can tell you that Cametco is very happy with what they're doing, and so there's nothing that should scare anybody. There's no bad news coming on that would would basically give people a reason to sell the stock. It's just not there. Now, the other thing is we're getting a lot more attention now from funds, and they're doing deep dives, and sometimes they have discussions for an hour or two with Cametco on the process, and so it's beginning to be realized out there that we do have the answer. I mean, in my opinion, there's nobody else that can do exactly what we're doing, and that's get back up to 100% of the recovery of the cathode material and purity, high purity. So that should warm everybody's heart. I know the market right now is you got everybody sitting on the edge of their seat, but that's going to change very rapidly. Battery days is behind us. It still has some spill off, and even Tesla went down on that. So it's looking really good, Jim, as far as that goes. I've attached some articles on here that I think would be good reading for our listenership, and the main thing is that the battery industry is not slowing down. Recycling is going to be larger. There's reports in there that even though Tesla is moving away from cobalt, they're going to eliminate it totally. There goes the stability and control of thermal runaway in the batteries. So, that's something that we'll test out as time goes by. But I also have a report there that should be read, and that's on the smaller devices, which are significant in battery production, and cobalt use is heavy in those, so that's going to continue. with our MOU with Battery Safety Solutions in the Netherlands. They can treat that material and clean it right up to where we can process it, and that makes a huge difference. So, we're trying to be on top of everything that we can. And just to let everybody know, we continue to work with the Tier 1 companies. We never said we stopped. I think somebody's trying to spread word that we have stopped working with them. But no, it's a lot of back and forth between tests and everything else. So we're still working with them. We're starting to get it. You would think that I was on a different planet here from the phone calls that we get. We got people that are interested in our process or adapting our process to their process, and and it goes on and on and on. So I'm prepared to put up with the TSX Venture Exchange anything that I say, which is under NDA. I'm prepared to show them the NDAs so that we can't use that as an excuse. So anyway, I know it's a bad week finishing up here, but the stock is basically back at 19 cents, and that just a second, I'm just taking a quick look. Another 565,000 shares. If you look at the trading that goes on in the U.S. exchange, you'll see that it goes up at the same time. That's where the jitney and arbitrage the trades in order to lower the price on the venture exchange. And sooner or later the regulators have to do something about this uptick rule. And that about finishes it for me, Jim.
Larry, the governor of California announced that he doesn't want to see any more new fossil fuel burning vehicle sales after 2035, I think 15 years from now. Is that good news for a recycling company like American Manganese?
Oh, certainly. Yes, I have actually attached that to this podcast. And when 35 million people decide that within 15 years there will be no more fossil fuel or ICE vehicles on the road, and they'll all be electric or hydrogen or whatever, that's got to be good news for a recycler and of batteries and of EV batteries and lithium-ion batteries. So, yeah, that's good news, Jim.
Larry, for people new to American Manganese, what is the company all about?
American Manganese is a critical metals company that's in the first or second stage of moving out their gold and copper and rare earth properties into a new vehicle in which our shareholders will get free shares in that on a ratio yet to be determined. But getting back to what they've done, we have patents on manganese that we developed back in 2010, were granted in 2012, and those patents are the cornerstone of our EV battery recycling. So that moves us on to the next stage, which is to become a commercial recycler. And now we also have abilities to actually treat other people's ores, and I'm not talking small company stuff. I'm talking big company stuff. And so that, and I can't give any. Unfortunately, all these companies want NDAs. If I was to give their names, we wouldn't be sitting down in this area. But I have to go with the flow. Now, American Manganese you can find anything out you want on our website, which is AmericanManganeseInc.com, or you can look us up on the exchange. We're traded on the Toronto Venture Exchange under the symbol AMY. We're traded on the U.S. Exchange under the symbol AMYZF. We're traded in Frankfurt under the symbol 2AM. You can reach us at our phone numbers, 778-574-4444, or you can email me at LREAUGH@AMYMN.com. And that's about it, Jim.
Larry, thank you so much for the update.
Okay, you're very welcome.
I've been speaking with Larry Reaugh, CEO and President of American Manganese. I'm Jim Goddard. Our conversation took place on September 25th.
Comments made on Company Showcase are an expression of opinion only and should not be construed in any manner whatsoever as recommendations to buy or sell any financial instrument at any time. Archived online at howstreet.com. Company Showcase is a production of How Street Media Incorporated.